All right, Devin, to end episode 35 of the Super Game Brothers podcast with a little deja vu, we're going to go over the top 10 board games that fit in a stocking, baby.
Oh,
Christmas is coming up here in just a few weeks.
Hopefully your stocking is the same size as ours.
Yeah, I kind of got a chunker, but
ours is a chunky stocking.
You know, some of these games I think would fit in a stocking a bit smaller, but some would not. So I actually just found another game that's definitely going on this list. So we got a top 11.
Oh, shoot. Look what you getting bonus footage.
So we're going to go down to the table and just really quickly go over my top 11 recommendations for games that fit in a stocking. Devin's played some of these. We'll have him give a thumbs up or thumbs down on if he liked them or not. It's probably going to be lots of thumbs ups because none of these are bad. But anyways, down at the table, here we go. All right, Devin, we're down at the table. Here's the stocking.
It looks epic.
Yeah, it does. We're going to do the stocking test with each one of them just to make sure it fits. First up, we got Compile. That baby is definitely fitting in this stocking, but for the stocking test, oh yeah, that one fits in there just fine.
Wow.
See that? Compile is a really cool 2-player card game where you are playing cards in one of 3 different lanes. They call that a lane battler. And your opponent is also playing in those same lanes, and you're trying to be the first one to get to basically like 10 strength in that lane so that you can compile that lane, and the first player to compile all 3 lanes wins. Cool thing about this game is that it comes with like, I can't remember how many are in the base game, but maybe 10 of these mini decks. And each mini deck has a title, like this one is Death. And there's Life and Apathy and Love. And each mini deck has 6 cards in it. You'll choose 3 mini decks, shuffle the 6 cards of each together for 18 cards, and then that will be what you play with. So you'll be playing kind of a hybrid or a Frankenstein deck of those 3 mini decks. Very cool box. Cool art style, very shiny and glossy, fancy cards. This game's just really great. Devin and I played best of 3 tournament of this one here on the channel. It was such a blast. Compile's excellent. Can't recommend it enough this year. And only like 15 or 20 bucks.
Yep, so big thumbs up from me.
Yeah.
That is one I've played.
All right, next up, we got Yokai Septet. This is the pocket edition that just came out, but I think there is one in a slightly bigger box that's been out for a few years. This is a trick-taking game. Oh, really quick. This is a pretty simple one. That one, you could fit 10 of these guys in there. So, no problem in the stocking. This is a trick-taking game where you're trying to win the 7s, basically. There are 7 suits. Each suit has 7 cards in it, I believe. And the 7 in each suit is in a different spot in the distribution. So one of the suits might have the numbers 1 to 7, and the 7's the highest. Another suit might have 7 to whatever that is, 13, something. And the 7's the lowest card. You're playing in teams, trying to win tricks, win as many 7s as you can. It's a really, really excellent trick-taking game. Devin hasn't played this one yet. But man, look at that artwork on there. So cool.
Just for that artwork, I give this game a thumbs up.
He gives it a Yokai Septet 7 out of 7.
Oh, yeah.
All right, next up in our kind of rapid video here is Scout. This is the original box size, but they do have a different box size at Target that you can get. It's just a slightly bigger box that I also think would fit just fine in the stocking. This is an excellent game. If you know anyone that likes card games like I don't know, like Phase 10 or something, this game is twice as good as Phase 10 and takes like a fifth the amount of time to play. You can play this in 20 minutes. That's what it says here on the box. And it's just so great. It's technically, I think, called a ladder climbing game, which basically just means you'll play a hand to the center of the table, and then the next player has to play something better than you. So like the hand just continues to get better and better. Or if you can't play something better, then you take a card from that hand and give that person a point. And you play a few different rounds based on the number of players, and whoever has the most points wins. just excellent. Scout is so good. You can see it was up for like game of the year when it came out. It's amazing. Devin, I don't think you've played this one, but I bought it.
Played it once.
You did?
You bought it for Mom.
I did.
Yeah, or at least I watched her play it. So for that watch, I give this game a thumbs up.
Nice. Did you play it with Mom, or was it when I was there?
I just watched.
I don't remember. Scout's amazing. So that one's up next. All right, next up in rapid fire here, we got Push. Push is stocking test. He goes in just fine. This one's from Ravensburger. You can get this game for like 10, 12 bucks. This is a push your luck game, hence the name. If you know anyone that likes Uno, this game's better than Uno. Also plays about the same amount of time as Uno. There's a stack of cards. You're going to flip over cards from that deck, put them in one of 3 different piles. You can never put the same color or number of card in the same pile. And if you ever can't place a card in one of those 3 piles, you bust. And then you won't get any of the stacks. You're trying to make a really great stack for yourself and then leave bad stacks for the next players who might have to roll the bust die. And if they do, they might lose all of their cards of a certain color, purging like a bunch of points. Super fun, push your luck game. You can play it in 10 to 15 minutes. It's been a hit with everyone I've played it with, even people that don't like games. So Push is excellent. Devin, I think you've played this one, but it's been a long time.
I did. And for that play that I did in the past, I'm going to give this one a thumbs up.
Thumbs up out of 10. Love it. All right, that's 4. We're zooming. Next up is Aurum. I don't know how to pronounce this one. How would you say that?
Aurum.
Aurum. What if I hold it upside down like that?
Morua.
Aurum also fits in there. It's a little bit bigger than some of the other boxes we've been looking at. This is a trick-taking game from Pandasaurus. I got it on sale for $8. Might be slightly more expensive than that usually. But this one, man, is so unique. You can play it 3 players or 4 players in teams of 2. You're trying to win tricks to match the bid that you have set for the round, but you can change your bid at certain times using these fancy gold cards. And this game has a must not follow mechanism where if someone leads with a blue card, then no one else can play a blue card that round. Whereas usually in a trick-taking game, if someone plays blue, then everyone has to play blue. So has a couple unique things with it. Those gold cards and that not following mechanism is excellent. We were very surprised. We played this one right after we played Yokai Septa, and after playing both, we couldn't decide which one we liked better. They're just different in different ways. So Aurum, super good. Devin hasn't played that one, but it has a good Aurum, doesn't it?
Oh, that game's got aura.
Got all the aura. All right, Devin, we got 5 more. First up, No Thanks. This one comes in a slightly chunkier box.
But is it too chunky for our stocking?
We'll see in just a sec. But really, it's just a little stack of cards and then a big slot for all of these black marbles. So you could rebox that even if you wanted to a box half the size, probably. But even in this chonker box that you can get for like $8-9, oh heck yeah, he'll go in there just fine. He can even hang out the top. Someone could see No Thanks coming out of their Christmas stocking and be like, "No thanks, it's Christmas? What do you mean?" I don't know.
Yeah.
This is kind of a classic. It's been out for quite a long time. In this game, you're trying to bid to not take points. You want to have the lowest score possible. So a card will come out, and you either on your turn have to take the card, which means you'll get all those points. So you definitely don't want this 33. Or you'll take one of your secret stones that you have in your hand, keeping the number you have secret, on the card in order to not take it, and then it goes to the next person. But each of those stones are -1 point at the end of the game, so you want to have as many of them as possible. Man, just such a great game. There are certain times when you might want a card, because if you have cards whose value are ascending, like next to each other, like 22 and 23, then you only score the lowest of those numbers. So this 23 in that scenario would be worth 0 points to me, but it'd be worth 23 points to you. So I'm just going to try and keep placing stones on it to milk as many out of the rest of the players. And how long do I think I can do that before someone decides, well, I'm not going to let David get all those stones? Such a simple little game. You can play it in 10 minutes. It's really great.
Yeah, it can be super strategic. There's a little bit of luck to the game, is there not?
Yeah, a little
From what
bit
I
with the
remember.
card draws for sure. And I think at the start of the game, 9 cards are pulled out of the deck and placed in the box without looking at them. So you might be you've got like the 20, the 21, the 23, and the 24, and you really need that 22 to come out.
But it might not even be in the game.
It might not even be in the game. So
and for that reason, I'm going to give this game a thumbs up.
A thumbs up out of 10 for no thanks, baby.
It is a good game.
It's a really good one.
All of these have been, though. Well, all the ones I've played.
All right, next up is Spots. Devin, I don't think you've played this one.
I haven't seen this one.
Oh, it fits. Its box is a little bit tight in there, but hey, it passes the stocking test. Spots is a push your luck dice rolling game where you have these dog cards, and the dogs have little spots on them, like that needs a 5 in order to complete that dog's spots. So you're trying to roll the dice that are shown on the cards that you have. But if you ever, at the end of your turn, can't place one of the dice you have to put it in your doghouse. And if the value of all of the dice in your doghouse ever gets, I think, more than 7, then you bust. And all of the dice on all of your unfinished dogs, I think, are wiped. So, trying to decide how far to push your luck. Very cute, funny art. One of the
they're all so derpy.
They're all very derpy dogs, and one of them just has an absolutely hilarious card that everyone laughs at. And so, real quick before we put this away, just going to show it to you, and hopefully this won't get me banned on YouTube. It's kind of a funny, weird card that I'm surprised that they went with. Reminds me of a certain episode of Bob's Burgers, if you've seen that.
Sure have.
But for some reason, we've got Bert here. And where is his dot? Who knows? Nobody knows what's going on with Bert. But anyways, very fun cards. Even though Bert is a little more naked than he should be, maybe. I guess dogs are all naked. Who knows?
That is true.
Anyways, that's Spots. It's a very funny and fun push your luck dice rolling game. Look how many dice are in there. There's a ton of dice. You got some cool little dog bones. You got a sneak peek inside the box. Here.
How interesting. And the dots are different sizes on these dice.
Yeah. They kind of made the dice even look
derpy.
The
dice are derpy.
Derpy dice, derpy dogs.
And derpy Bert.
And derpy Bert. Yeah, exactly. That one's great. Really, really fun. Push your luck. Dice rolling game. That's Spots. All right, 3 more. Next up is Canopy. This is a 2-player card game with very beautiful art from Vincent Dutray. The game was designed by Tim Eisner. And in this one, you're trying to draft cards from this kind of center draft area in order to make the best, like, rainforest. You'll be making trees. You're trying to get them super tall. You eventually have to put a card sideways on top, like a canopy card, to cap that tree. Tall trees or like a high number of trees will get you points. And then you can also get animal cards. You're getting different sets of animals and flowers and stuff will get you points. It's a pretty simple 2-player drafting game. It's one of my wife's very favorites. I think because it's simple to play, has quite a bit of variability in like the different types of animals you can add in each game. And it's just fun to see. The artwork is very, very pretty. Like I said, from kind of one of the masters in board game art, Vincent Dutray. So Canopy is excellent. We didn't do the stocking test with him, so let's make sure he fits. Oh, yeah. Like a glove.
You could even put a canopy on that box in the stocking.
Exactly. Yeah. You haven't played that one, right, Devin?
No.
Okay. 2 more games. We'll do the one Devin hasn't played first. This one is Cat in the Box. This is another trick-taking game. Is that 3 trick-taking games on one list? It sure is.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of the more famous trick-taking games of the last decade, for sure. In this game, all of your cards are black and are suitless until you play one. Then you get to decide what color it was. And when you do that, you will place one of your pieces on the associated color. I play the 3, and I'm like, that was the blue 3. And then you get points in this game by winning tricks, and you want to win the same number as your bid. If you do, then you get points. You also get points by making clusters of your tokens. So if I was able to make a big grouping of those tokens, I'd get points as well. Very cool trick-taking game. That idea of I have cards, but they're not any specific color until I decide to play them is really cool. And it does follow normal trick-taking rules. Like if someone leads with a red 3, and then I play a 4, but I don't want it to be red, then I have to put a marker on this tray in front of me on the red to show that I can no longer play red cards that round because I didn't follow. And if I didn't follow in a regular trick-taking game, that would mean that I do not have red. So even though all my cards are black, I still have to follow that rule. Yeah, super cool. Cat in the Box. It's a little, maybe more like thinky than some other trick-taking games you played, but it's great. We got the Cat in the Box. Fits just great in the stocking, ladies and gentlemen.
Cat in the stocking.
Cat in the
sock.
Oh, yeah, there you go. All right, and then last up for this top 11 list of games that are great and fit in stockings, if that's the name of this list. This one is The Shipwreck Arcana. This is a deduction game. That's a cooperative deduction game. You can play really with any number of players. It says 2 to 5 here, but I've been playing this and had like people just walk by and then just kind of help the team. In this game, whoever's turn it is will take 2 tiles out of a bag. Those tiles will have numbers on them from like 1 to 7. And then they have to put one of their tiles in front of one of these 4 cards that are out here. And the card will say something on it like, you can only place the tile here if the tile you still have in your hand is even or odd or is 1, 2, or 3, or things like that. And you're trying to get the rest of the players to be able to guess what the value is on the tile you kept in your hand. And so if I placed a tile in front of this card, okay, now we know the one in his hand is odd. But why didn't he place it in front of this one? And does that give us more information? Just a really fun puzzle. You can talk it out amongst the team. People can kind of, step in and out. It's really, really great. There is like a mini expansion you can buy as well that adds more complex or advanced cards. This one, very small box. Again, fits in a stocking just fine.
And this might be my pick of all the games for your stocking stuffers.
Mm-hmm.
This was really fun. You're trying to be on the same wavelength as other people.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's great. There are some deduction games that come in a box 5 times this big that I don't think are as good as this one. It's really, really excellent. And in an awesome, small little box. So anyways, Devin, that's going to do it for this list. The top 11 board games that fit in a stocking. And you know that they do because we did the stocking test live on camera. So thanks so much for watching this top 10 list here on Gaming Top Down. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching this video. As most of you know, Gaming Top Down is an independent endeavor. I don't accept money from publishers for previews or opinion-related content, but there are a few ways that you can support the channel and help me keep the lights on. Liking this video and subscribing to the channel helps me to grow. If you're thinking of getting a game that I covered in this video, please click the affiliate link in the description of this video. It helps to support me and doesn't add any cost to your purchase. I also do a weekly gaming podcast where I talk about the board games that I'm playing along with my brother. You can check that out on Apple's podcasts and on Spotify. And you can also get that podcast 3 days early over on our Patreon. You can follow the Patreon at patreon.com/supergamebrothers completely for free. But if you do support us over there, you get some extra perks like being able to write into the show, getting early access to the show, voting on the games that I'm going to cover and review, and lots of other fun stuff. Thanks so much for your support, for liking and commenting on my videos. You really are what helped keep the lights on for me. Thank you.